heart, anatomy and physiology. The heart comprises two muscular pumps working in series covered in a serous sac pericardium that allows free movement with each heartbeat and respiration. The right heart, right atrium and ventricle pumps deoxygenated blood returning from the systemic veins into the pulmonary circulation at relatively low pressures. The left heart, left atrium and ventricle receives blood from the lungs and pumps it round the body to the tissues at higher pressures. Atrioventricular valves, tricuspid on the right side and mitral on the left, separate the atria from the ventricles. The pulmonary valve on the right side of the heart and the aortic valve on the left separate the ventricles from the pulmonary and systemic arterial systems respectively. Cardiac contraction is coordinated by specialized groups of cells. The cells in the sinoatrial node normally act as the cardiac pacemaker. Subsequent spread of impulses through the heart ensures that atrial contraction is complete before ventricular contraction systole begins. At the end of systole, the ventricles relax and the atrioventricular valves open, allowing them to refill with blood from the atria, that is diastole. The picture shows the heart chambers and valves. Here superior vena cava, ascending aorta, pulmonary trunk, right atrium, pulmonary valve, tricuspid valve, right ventricle, papillary muscle, inferior vena cava, left atrium, left pulmonary vein, aortic valve, mitral valve, chorda tendineae and left ventricle are seen. In this picture, normal resting pressures, millimeter marker in the heart and great vessels. So the normal resting pressures in right atrium is 0 to 8 millimeter mercury. In right ventricle, the systolic pressure is 15 to 13 millimeter mercury and end diastolic pressure is 0 to 5 millimeter mercury. And the pulmonary artery systolic pressure is as right ventricular systolic pressure 15 to 13 millimeter mercury and diastolic pressure is 8 to 15 millimeter mercury and mean arterial pressure is 10 to 20 millimeter mercury. In left atrium, the pressure is 4 to 12 millimeter mercury. In the left ventricle, systolic pressure is 90 to 140 millimeter mercury and end diastolic pressure in the left ventricle is 4 to 12 millimeter mercury. In aorta, systolic pressure is 90 to 140 millimeter mercury, diastolic pressure is 60 to 90 millimeter mercury and mean arterial pressure is 70 to 105 millimeter mercury. Now the history. Common presenting symptoms. Cardiovascular disease may present with a number of diverse symptoms. Non-cardiac cause must also be considered. Chest pain, intermittent chest pain due to intermittent myocardial ischemia, that is angina pectoris, is typically a dull discomfort often described as a tight or pressing band-like sensation akin to a heavy weight. It tends to be felt diffusely across the anterior chest and may radiate down one or both arms and into the throat, jaw or teeth. In stable angina caused by chronic narrowing in one or more coronary arteries, episodes of pain are precipitated by exertion and may occur more readily when walking in cold or windy weather. Here is the common symptoms of heart disease. The symptoms are chest discomfort. Cardiovascular causes are myocardial infarction, angina, pericarditis, aortic dissection. Other causes of chest discomfort are esophageal spasm, pneumothorax, musculoskeletal pain. Cardiovascular causes of breathlessness are heart failure, valvular disease, angina, pulmonary embolism, pulmonary hypertension. Other causes of breathlessness are respiratory disease, anemia, obesity, anxiety. Cardiovascular causes of palpitation are tachyarrhythmias, ectopic beats. Other causes of palpitation are anxiety, hyperthyroidism, drugs. Cardiovascular causes of syncope or presyncope is arrhythmias, postural hypotension, aortic stenosis, hypertrophic cardiomyopathy, atrial myxoma. Other causes of syncope, presyncope is simple faints, epilepsy, anxiety. Cardiovascular causes of edema are heart failure, constrictive pericarditis, venous stasis, lymphedema. Other causes of edema are nephrotic syndrome, liver disease, drugs, immobility. A large meal or while carrying a heavy load. The pain is promptly relieved by rest and or sublingual glycerin nitrate spray and typically lasts for less than 10 minutes. The degree of physical exertion required to precipitate symptoms is a better guide to disease severity than the intensity of discomfort. In unstable angina caused by a sudden severe narrowing in a coronary artery, there is usually an abrupt onset or outsetting of chest pain episodes that may occur on minimal exertion or at rest. It may be difficult to distinguish between angina and non-cardiac causes of episodic chest pain such as esophageal pain or musculoskeletal problems. The latter may occur at any site over the chest, often vary with posture or specific movements such as twisting or turning, and may be associated with tenderness to palpation. Ask about site, onset, severity, and character of the pain, and whether the pain radiates anywhere. Associated symptoms such as breathlessness, aggravating and relieving factors, especially their relationship to exertion, frequency and duration of symptoms, and any recent change in pattern. Degree of limitation caused by symptoms. The box 4.2 number box shows Canadian Cardiovascular Society functional classification of stable angina. Grade 1, 2, 3, 4. Grade 1 is ordinary physical activity such as walking and climbing stairs does not cause angina. Angina with strenuous, rapid or prolonged exertion at work or during recreation. Grade 2. Slight limitation of ordinary activity, walking or climbing stairs rapidly, walking uphill, walking or climbing stairs after meals, in cold, in wind, or when under emotional stress, or only during the few hours after awakening. Grade 3. Marked limitation of ordinary physical activity, walking 1 to 2 blocks on the level and climbing less than 1 flight in normal conditions. Grade 4. Inability to carry on any physical activity without discomfort. Angina may be present at rest. Acute chest pain. Myocardial infarction causes symptoms that are similar to but more severe and prolonged than those of angina pectoris. Associated features include restlessness, breathlessness, and a feeling of impending death, anger, anemia. Autonomic stimulation may result in sweating, pallor, nausea, and vomiting. Pericardial pain is typically a constant anterior central chest pain that may radiate to the shoulders. It tends to be sharp or stabbing in character, exacerbated by inspiration or lying down, and relieved by sitting forward. It is caused by inflammation of the pericardium, secondary to viral infection, connective tissue disease or myocardial infarction, or after surgery, catheter ablation or radiotherapy. Aortic dissection, a tear in the intima of the aorta, is usually associated with abrupt onset of very severe tearing chest pain that can radiate to the back, typically the interscapular region, and may be associated with profound autonomic stimulation. If the tear involves the cranial or upper limb arteries, There may be associated syncope, stroke, or upper limb pulse asymmetry. Predisposing factors include hypertension and connective tissue disorders such as Marfan syndrome. As with intermittent chest pain, explore the characteristics of the pain and ask specifically about associated symptoms that may guide you to likely diagnosis such as interscapular pain, sweating, nausea, vomiting, syncope, or neurological features. Cardiovascular causes of chest pain and their characteristics. Angina, site is retroesternal, onset is progressive, increase in intensity over 1 to 2 minutes, character is constricting heavy, radiation sometimes arms, neck, epigastrium. Associated features breathlessness. Timing intermittent with episodes lasting 2 to 10 minutes. Exacerbating relieving factors triggered by emotion, exertion, especially if cold, windy. Relief by rest, nitrates. Severity mild to moderate. Cause coronary atherosclerosis, aortic stenosis, hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. Myocardial infarction, site is retroesternal, chest pain, rapid over a few minutes onset, constricting heavy in character, radiation often to arms, neck, jaw, sometimes epigastrium. Associated features sweating, nausea, vomiting, breathlessness, feeling of impending death. Anger enemy, timing, acute presentation, prolonged duration. Exacerbating and relieving factors, stress and exercise rare triggers, usually spontaneous, not relieved by rest or nitrates. Usually severe, cause are plaque rupture and coronary artery occlusion. Aortic dissection, the site is interscapular, retroesternal, very sudden in onset, tearing or ripping in character, radiates to back between shoulders. Associated features include sweating, syncope, focal neurological signs, signs of limb ischemia, mesenteric ischemia. Timing, acute presentation, prolonged duration. Exacerbating relieving factors, spontaneous, no maneuvers, relief pain. Very severe pain, cause are thoracic aortic dissection rupture. Pericardial pain, site is retroesternal or left-sided, onset is gradual, postural change may suddenly aggravate. Character is sharp, stabbing, pleuritic, radiation left shoulder or back. Associated features are flu-like prodrome, breathlessness, fever. Timing, acute presentation, variable duration. Exacerbation, relieving factors. Sitting up, lying down may affect intensity. NSAIDs helps. Can be severe. Cause is pericarditis, usually viral, also post-myocardial infarction. Esophageal pain is retroesternal or epigastric. Onset is over 1 to 2 minutes, can be sudden due to spasm. Character is gripping, tight or burning. Radiation often to back, sometimes to arms. Associated features includes heartburn, acid reflux. Timing is intermittent, often at night time. Variable duration. Exacerbating relieving factors, lying flat. Some foods may trigger, not relieved by rest. Nitrates sometimes relieve. Severity is usually mild, but esophageal spasm can mimic myocardial infarction. Cause are esophageal spasm, reflux, hiatus hernia.